Most people don't lose to life, they lose to their own mind. And if you don't learn to master yours, someone else will. So, who's really in control? You, or the chaos inside your head? What if I told you that the stress, the overthinking, the relentless noise, it's all just a choice you make every single day? The Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within, do not seek it without." But here's the hard truth. You've been looking for it everywhere except where it truly lives, your own mind. Right now you're stuck in a cycle, chasing success, relationships, validation, believing that somehow these things will bring you peace. But the more you chase, the further it slips away. Sound familiar? There's a way to break free, a way to silence the noise, a way to master your mind and find the peace you've been craving. Your mind is a battlefield, wild and untamed, dictating your every move. But what if you could rewrite the script? What if you could turn that chaos into clarity, that stress into strength, that pain into power? What if instead of being ruled by your thoughts, you could rule them? This is your map to freedom, a journey through ancient Buddhist wisdom and modern discipline. If you take away just one thing from this, let it be this: discipline is the bridge between pain and peace. The mind is restless, jumping from thought to thought like a monkey swinging from branch to branch. It clings to past regrets, future anxieties, distractions that never end. It whispers fears that don't exist, doubts that paralyze, cravings that never satisfy. A Buddhist teaching says, "The mind is like a turbulent river. Calm it, and you will see your reflection clearly." Imagine standing by a river, its waters wild and muddy. You look down, but all you see is distortion. This is what an undisciplined mind feels like: chaotic, confused, restless. Most people never question their thoughts. They believe every fear, every doubt, every impulse, letting their mind drag them in every direction. But here's the truth. If you don't master your mind will master you. Have you ever tried sitting in silence? No phone, no distractions, just you and your thoughts. Most people can't last 5 minutes before the discomfort sets in. The mind rebels, screaming for stimulation. Why? Because it has never been trained to be still. Discipline is the bridge between chaos and peace, and the first step is training your mind to be present, right here, right now, not lost in yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's uncertainties. One simple practice can change everything. 5 minutes of breath-focused meditation each day. Close your eyes, inhale deeply. Feel the air enter your lungs. Exhale slowly. Feel the tension leaving your body. Each time the mind wanders, return to the breath. Do this again and again until the mind begins to listen, until it stops fighting, until it obeys. At first it will be difficult. The mind will resist. But discipline isn't about what's easy, it's about what's necessary. The more you train your mind to return to stillness, the less power distractions and impulses will have over you. You will no longer be a slave to fear. You will no longer drown in overthinking. Instead, you will find clarity, focus, and most importantly, peace. Ask yourself, when was the last time you sat in silence without distractions? If you can't remember, perhaps now is the time to start. Discipline your mind, and you will master your life. We chase certainty. We cling to the illusion that things will stay the same, that people won't leave, that success will last, that the body will never age. But life is not still. It moves like the tide, shaping and reshaping everything in its path. To resist this truth is to suffer. Imagine building a sandcastle, the grains slipping between your fingers as you shape each tower, each wall, each detail with care. It stands beautifully in the sunlight, a small kingdom of your own making. But as the tide rises, the waves creep closer. You panic, trying to shield it, trying to hold on to something that was never meant to last. But no matter how hard you try, the ocean always wins. This is life. Buddhist wisdom teaches that the root of suffering is attachment. We attach ourselves to things, to people, to ideas, believing they define us. But when you believe something must last forever to have value, you set yourself up for pain. Relationships end. Careers shift. Even the person you were 5 years ago is no longer here. Yet we grasp at the fleeting moments, terrified of their disappearance. But what if, instead of clinging, you learned to embrace impermanence? Think about the things you fear losing most: your job, your youth, a loved one. Now ask yourself, is this fear making you suffer? When we cling, we resist the natural flow of life. But peace comes when we stop grasping and start appreciating. Like the sandcastle, life is meant to be built, admired, and let go. The path to inner peace begins with confronting your delusions, the illusion that anything is truly permanent. This doesn't mean we stop loving, striving, or caring. It means we stop fearing change. The key is to practice letting go. Start small. Reflect daily on what you're holding on to too tightly. Is it an expectation, a resentment, a past version of yourself? Choose one small attachment each week and release it. Maybe it's deleting an old message you keep rereading. Maybe it's forgiving someone who will never apologize. Maybe it's simply accepting that some questions in life will remain unanswered. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. The mind craves control. But true strength is not in holding on. It's in knowing when to release. When you embrace impermanence, you don't lose anything. Instead, you gain something far greater: freedom. The freedom to love without fear of loss. The freedom to try without fear of failure. The freedom to live without waiting for life to be different. Ask yourself, what are you afraid to lose, and why? If you can answer that, you've taken the first step. Because what you fear losing might be exactly what's holding you back. You are limitless when ego dies. The mind is powerful, but the ego is its greatest cage. It whispers doubts, builds walls, and convinces you that you are less than you truly are. It tells you, I can't, I'm not ready, I'll fail. And so you hesitate, you shrink, you stay small. But what if you let go of these limits? What if you silenced the voice that says impossible and replaced it with, I will try? A Buddhist teaching reminds us, the ego is like a cage. Break free and you'll soar like an eagle. Imagine a bird trapped inside a small enclosure. It has wings. It was made to fly. But because it has spent its life behind bars, it no longer tries. The cage is open, but the bird remains inside, convinced it cannot soar. This is what the ego does. It convinces you that your past failures define you, that fear is stronger than courage, that you must stay where it's safe. But safety is not freedom. True freedom begins the moment you stop listening to self-imposed limits. Think about how often you say, I can't start that business. I can't get in shape. I can't change my life. But who told you that? Was it your own voice? Or was it the voice of fear, insecurity, or the opinions of others? What if you lived as if limits didn't exist? The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't intelligence, talent, or luck. It's the belief that they are capable, and that belief comes from disciplining the mind to reject the lies of the ego. If you want to be free, commit fully, because a mind filled with doubt creates failure before the first step is even taken. But a disciplined mind silences doubt and moves forward, no matter what. The cage around you is not real. It is built by hesitation, by the belief that you are not enough. But the truth is, the only thing holding you back is the story you keep telling yourself. Every time you whisper, I can't, you make the bars of that cage stronger. But what if just once you said, "I will try"? The difference between those who live fully and those who remain trapped is not talent or luck, it is action. The moment you stop letting fear dictate your choices, the moment you move despite the doubt, you begin to break free. The mind is like a muscle. It grows stronger with use. And the more you act, the more you silence the whispers of limitation. Challenge yourself. The next time fear tells you that you're not ready, prove it wrong by taking the first step. When doubt creeps in and says you are not good enough, remind yourself that growth happens through effort, not perfection. Your ego is not your identity, it is only a voice, and you do not have to listen. Ask yourself, what is one thing you would do if fear did not exist? Picture the doors that would open, the confidence you would build, the life you could create. You were never meant to stay small, you were meant to soar. So take the first step. Discipline your mind, silence the ego, and set yourself free. Discipline is not suffering. It is not about punishing yourself for success or sacrificing peace for progress. Yet many believe they must choose, either push themselves to exhaustion or surrender to comfort. But extremes are a trap. Burnout leaves you empty. Laziness leaves you lost. The key is balance, consistent effort without self-destruction. A Buddhist teaching says, discipline is like tuning a guitar. Too tight, the string snaps. Too loose, it will not play. Imagine holding a guitar in your hands. If the strings are pulled too tight, they will break under pressure. If they are too loose, they will make no sound at all. The same is true for your mind, your body, your life. Push too hard, and you will break. Do too little, and you will never grow. Some chase success with relentless force. They work without rest, ignoring their health, their relationships, their inner peace. They convince themselves that suffering equals progress. But what happens when a candle burns too fast? It dies before its time. Others fall into the trap of complacency. They wait for motivation, but it never comes. They want change, but they never act. The result? Regret. Because time passes, whether you use it or waste it. True discipline is the middle way. It is not extreme overworking, nor is it passive waiting. It is waking up and doing what needs to be done, consistently, patiently, with purpose. It is knowing when to push forward and when to rest, when to be strong and when to be still. A disciplined mind understands that growth does not come from punishment. It comes from balance. Look at your own life. Are you overworking yourself, mistaking exhaustion for ambition? Or are you avoiding effort, waiting for the right time to begin? Find your balance. The way forward is not in extremes, but in daily mindful discipline. Start by creating a routine that honors both effort and rest. Work with focus, but set boundaries. Push yourself, but allow recovery. Train your body, but nourish it too. Success is not built in a single day of extreme action. It is built in consistent, sustainable effort over time. Ask yourself, where in your life are you out of balance? If you are always tired, slow down. If you are always waiting, start moving. Discipline is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters every day without breaking yourself in the process. Find your balance, and you will find your strength. Pain is inevitable. You will face hardship, struggle, discomfort. There is no avoiding it. But here's the truth most people refuse to accept. Pain itself is not the problem. It is your resistance to it that creates suffering. Some people let pain break them. Others use it as fuel to grow. And the difference between the two? Discipline. The ability to act even when you don't feel like it. The ability to rise even when you'd rather stay down. A Buddhist teaching reminds us, holding on to pain is like grasping a hot coal. You are the one who gets burned. Imagine picking up a burning coal with your bare hand. The pain is immediate, searing. But instead of letting go, you grip it tighter, believing that somehow, if you just hold on long enough, it will stop hurting. It doesn't. It only burns deeper. This is what attachment does. It is not the pain itself that destroys us. It is our refusal to let go. Think about your own life. What are you holding on to that is causing you suffering? A relationship that no longer serves you, a past version of yourself, a belief that you are not enough. The tighter you hold, the more you suffer. But freedom begins the moment you release. Detachment is not coldness. It is not indifference. It is understanding that nothing truly belongs to you. Not people, not success, not even your own emotions. Everything is temporary, and that is what makes it precious. You will feel pain. Loss will happen. Things will not always go your way. But suffering only exists when you resist what is. When you expect people to always stay. When you believe happiness should be permanent. When you attach your worth to external things. You set yourself up for disappointment. But when you learn to let go, peace follows. Practice detachment, not by abandoning love or effort, but by releasing control over outcomes. Start small. Each day, let go of one expectation. If someone doesn't text back, accept it instead of overanalyzing. If a plan changes, adapt instead of resisting. If fear tells you that you need something to be happy, challenge that thought. The less you cling, the freer you become. Ask yourself, what are you clinging to that is causing you pain? Whatever it is, loosen your grip. Trust that what is meant to stay will stay, and what is meant to leave will leave. Your peace is not found in control, it is found in surrender. Let go, and you will finally be free. Your suffering is the fire. Will you let it consume you? Or will you use it to forge something greater? Every person you meet carries their own unseen struggles, the quiet battles, the silent grief, the hidden pain. When you suffer, you have two choices. Close yourself off or open yourself up. If you let suffering harden you, you add more pain to the world. But if you let it teach you, if you let it soften your heart, you become a source of healing. Not just for yourself, but for others. True strength is not found in shutting down emotions. It is in using them to build connection, to create understanding, to cultivate compassion. Ask yourself, what is the greatest pain you have ever faced? And how can you use that pain to help someone else? Because when you use your suffering to uplift others, it loses its grip on you. And in that moment, you turn fire into light. The world is full of suffering, but it is also full of people who have transformed their suffering into something meaningful. Think about those who have endured loss and used their pain to help others heal. The ones who have faced rejection but chose to rise stronger. The ones who turned failure into wisdom, heartbreak into compassion, and struggle into resilience. Suffering is inevitable, but bitterness is a choice. When life tests you, do not let it make you bitter. Let it make you better. The question is not, why is this happening to me? The question is, how can this experience refine me? Pain has the power to destroy, but it also has the power to shape you into something unshakable. But what if you could silence all of it? What if you could find peace without needing anyone else to give it to you? A Buddhist teaching says, the self is like a ripple on water. Calm the surface, and the ripple disappears. Imagine a still lake, undisturbed by wind or movement. The surface is smooth, reflecting the sky above. But the moment a stone is thrown in, ripples spread, distorting the reflection. The mind works the same way. The self you cling to, your identity, your reputation, your need for validation, is nothing more than ripples on the surface. You are not the ripples, you are the stillness beneath them. Think about the last time you felt truly at peace with yourself. Not because someone praised you, not because you achieved something, but because in that moment you simply existed. That is the silence of no self, the space where you no longer need to prove anything, where you are enough just as you are. This is where true peace begins. To cultivate this peace, start with self-reflection. Spend 10 minutes each day sitting in stillness. No distractions, no social media, no outside voices, just you. Ask yourself, who am I without others' opinions? Notice how the mind tries to seek approval, how it craves recognition. And then let those thoughts go. Return to the stillness beneath the ripples. A Buddhist teaching says, the mind is like a cluttered room. Empty it and you will find what you need. Imagine walking into a room overflowing with objects, papers scattered, furniture stacked, no space to move. You search for something important, but it's buried under the weight of everything else. This is what an undisciplined mind looks like, filled with distractions, worries, regrets, and endless noise. Now imagine the same room, but empty, spacious, open. Now you can see clearly. Now you can move freely. Now you can think without chaos clouding your mind. We fill our minds the way we fill our lives, with distractions, attachments, and unnecessary burdens. Social media feeds, endless notifications, constant comparison. These are mental clutter. We hoard negative thoughts the way we hoard useless possessions, convincing ourselves we need them. But true clarity comes not from adding more, but from letting go. Think about your daily life. How much of your mental energy is wasted on things that do not serve you? Worries about the past, anxieties about the future, the weight of opinions that do not matter. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can release today to create mental space? Because clarity is not something you find, it is something you create. The mind loves to overthink. It builds endless scenarios, weighs every possibility, and convinces you that you need more time, more information, more certainty before you act. But overthinking is just another form of fear. It feels like progress, but in reality, it is paralysis. Every time you hesitate, you let self-doubt tighten its grip. Every moment spent trapped in endless analysis is a moment lost. What if, instead of thinking about action, you simply took it? A Buddhist teaching says, action is like a river. It carves its path through movement, not stagnation. Imagine a river flowing through the mountains. It does not stop to question whether the rocks are too big or if the path ahead is uncertain. It moves, it adapts, it carves its way through sheer force of persistence. But what happens when water stops flowing? It becomes stagnant. It loses its clarity. Your mind is the same. When you take no action, your thoughts begin to decay, feeding fear instead of progress. Many people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect mindset, the perfect circumstances. But perfection is an illusion that keeps you stuck. The only way to build confidence, to gain clarity, to truly transform, is through action, not later, not when you feel ready. Now think about something you've been overthinking, something you've been delaying because fear, doubt, or hesitation keeps holding you back. What's the worst that could happen if you acted today? What's the best that could happen? The mind will always create reasons to wait. But waiting only deepens the suffering. Imagine two people standing at the edge of a cold river. One hesitates, analyzing every detail, waiting for the right moment. The other steps in. The shock of the cold lasts only a moment, and soon they are swimming. The lesson: the only way to overcome fear is to step forward. Discipline is not about endless planning. It is about movement. It is about taking the next step, even if it's small, even if it's imperfect. Because action is the only thing that creates change. Now ask yourself, what is one thing you have been overthinking instead of acting on? And what is stopping you from doing it right now? Most people fear death. But what if there is something far worse, something more destructive than the end of life itself? Ignorance. A life lived in blindness, repeating the same mistakes, trapped by the same illusions. This is not living, this is sleepwalking. And the sad truth? Most people would rather stay comfortable in ignorance than face the painful light of truth. Now, ask yourself, what truth am I avoiding? Maybe deep down, you know that your fears are just stories. Maybe you know that your comfort zone is actually a cage. Maybe you sense that the thing you are most afraid of confronting is the key to your freedom. But will you face it? Or will you keep pretending it isn't there? A warrior does not fear the truth. A warrior hunts it down, even when it shakes their foundation, even when it forces them to change. The Buddha once said, "Better to be slain by truth than to live in falsehood." Because when you refuse to see, when you refuse to question, you are already dying, not physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. The mind decays when it stops seeking. The heart withers when it stops learning. So make a vow to yourself. Choose awareness over comfort. Choose knowledge over illusion. Choose growth over stagnation. And the difference between the two? Discipline. The only way to the other side is to start walking, no matter how unstable the path feels. Look at your own life. Where are you struggling right now? Maybe it's your mind, racing thoughts, anxiety, self-doubt. Maybe it's your body, lack of energy, inconsistency, unhealthy habits. Maybe it's your emotions, reacting instead of responding, feeling trapped in negativity. Now ask yourself, what's missing? Chances are, the answer isn't some secret trick or overnight solution. It's discipline. That is a trap. Discipline is not about waiting for the right feeling. It is about acting despite your feelings. The strongest minds are not those who never struggle. They are the ones who move forward, even when it's difficult. Because every time you follow through on a promise to yourself, you build trust. And trust in yourself is what leads to true peace. So start today, not tomorrow, not next week. Today, every journey begins with a single step. The difference between those who transform their lives and those who remain stuck isn't luck, talent, or circumstance. It is action. It is the decision to take control even when it feels difficult, even when the mind resists. The mind will always find reasons to delay. It will whisper that you are not ready, that tomorrow will be a better time to start. But tomorrow is just another way to say never. There is no perfect moment, only now. Discipline is not about grand gestures. It is about small, consistent acts that reshape who you are. Every time you resist distraction, every time you choose focus over chaos, every time you take action despite doubt, you rewrite the story of your life. Many people believe that peace is something to be found, that one day, when they have enough money, the right relationship, or a perfect life, they will finally be at peace. But this is an illusion. Peace is not something you find, it is something you create. A Zen teaching reminds us, before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. The path isn't about escaping life's struggles, it's about mastering them. A trained mind does not seek an easy life. It seeks the strength to endure any life. The question is, will you control your mind, or will your mind control you? The choice is yours. If this brought you clarity, share it so others can benefit. And now ask yourself, what is one thing you're letting go of today? Because your journey doesn't begin someday. It begins now.